Hello and welcome to another edition of Fragmaster's Fox Friday in Live for Speed. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching Sim Broadcasts, and tonight it's round 16 of the championship at Fern Green Reversed. And let's get straight into it, shall we? We are going to be looking for two 36-lap races coming up after a one-shot qualifying session, which is going to see every single driver do one out lap, one hot lap to set their best time in the session. That's getting underway as I speak around this 3.1 kilometre, 1.9 mile track. The first time we've ever seen Fern Green Reversed on our screens in this kind of guise. We have no extended chicane. It is the default configuration that comes with FE2 reversed in the Fox, the formidable FOX, the 2-litre inline-4 mid-engine rear-wheel drive car with 200 brake horsepower and half a tonne of weight aboard. We are on the fourth round, the fourth broadcasters round of the season, and that is round 16. The races happen every single week, and we are broadcasting one a month until the end of the year, round 51 at the end of December, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship standings, shall we? We've got TJ at the head with 562 points, steaming clear of everybody else. The Fox Champ is setting a bit of a benchmark for everybody else at the moment, and we'll let these scroll past and take a look at the Teams' Championship standings in a minute before we head to the track to see what's going on in the qualifying session. We've got a few cars about to start their flying laps. So in fact, let's jump to the track and get some action, and we'll go through the rest of the standings after the qualifying has concluded. So here we go then. Onifus is starting his flying lap, and we will see him straight through that first chicane, absolutely at full chat, and over these big curbs, really huge curbs at Fern Bay, of course. And we may see some drivers getting a little bit too close to them, and as a result going over, which has happened in the past. But let's see what Onifus can manage on his trip around. And past the big wall, and now through the triple chicane here. A little bit more of an event in this direction actually, because you have far more speed than you would normally, and it's a downhill approach through this kind of triple apex section again, and then this really fast chicane. Super dodgy, big curbs, big tyre stacks on the inside and the outside. And an up to start finish to see the first time of the day set by Fragmaster's Onifus. It's a 1 minute 1.47. Next we've got Drewer, who's coming to the line, the number 22, driving in that that Mercedes livery, and that's a 102.5 for him. Next we've got 6-speed Dims, driving in the same livery actually. Number 44, of course. And up to the line comes Dims. Very quick lap here normally, so 103.25. A bit of a spread initially from our drivers. Let's see what Happy D can manage. But before that, let's switch to Finn UK, who's just coming to the line to finish his flying lap. And over start finish, it's a P2 for him provisionally, 102.4. Next, Pantheo, they're coming thick and fast, straight across start finish in a blink of an eye for Pantheo. And that's P2 taking Finn UK's spot. And next we've got Rex. A lot of Fragmaster drivers here today, which is good to see. Over onto the grass on the exit of the beach section, so not the best exit in preparation for this flat out chicane that we've got at the end of the lap. And it looks clean. Let's see what Rex can manage. It should be really up there, but it's not. He's had an issue somewhere on the lap, a 105 pretty much. Next we've got Rocket coming to the line now. Through the fast chicane, no drama. Let's see if he can beat Rex. Rex has had a big issue on his lap. He's lost almost 4 seconds to our leader, and it's P6 for now for Rocket. And now we do have Happy D driving for Master Race Car, of course. Enjoys a bit of Fox action. And And one corner to go. Oh, a bit of a flick on the entry there, getting the rear of the car out. That would have unsettled him as he runs onto this straight, and that will mean he'll lose a little bit of time. And cleanly through the chicane. Not sure whether the drivers find it easier in this direction. I think there's less of a run than there normally is in the other direction. But P1 for Happy D, a great lap in the end for him. Then we switch to Mozart, who will be the 9th car to cross the line. Let's see where Mozart will go. Driving in that special edition Red Bull livery. And P3, a decent lap. So the FM boys being pushed down a little bit here by a number of cars. Well, that's one way to finish a lap. As we switch to Pekka Koivunen next for World Class Lions, the first of the World Class Lions cars. In fact, I think the only World Class Lions car currently here. Bit unusual to see just one of them. And across the line, and it's P3, so more drivers getting in amongst the Fragmaster's cars. And now an entry from Air Attack. We've got Yasin. And let's see what Yasin can do here. And as we head past the big Jamaica wall, I think we can invite Fraz to the commentary box for your Fox Friday Sim Broadcasts debut. Fraz, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm all good, guys. Yeah, sorry I'm a bit late.
It's all right. Good, yeah, great to have you along.
FE2R. This is a crazy track.
This is a crazy track. We're currently watching Yasin coming to the end of his flying lap. And then we're going to switch to Twin Cam, but let's see him across the line. P4. So yeah, another decent time. There's some good times coming out early in the session here. And now Twin Cam in the... I feel like Twin Cam's liveries are growing more and more green. They started with the green rims.
That's got a green tint to it, eh? I've never seen a Boutoir car like that.
Yeah, he started off with green rims, but it's starting to bleed into the rest of the paint. It looks good, that P9. We've got Gummix2 now, who looks like he's had to deal with a bit of traffic on his lap. So that's not ideal.
I'm pretty sure if he ran into traffic, they'll give him a rego.
Okay.
I mean, it's not his fault, right? Somebody made a mistake and called him out into traffic.
Yeah, either that or the traffic had a spin or something. It's a Sidus car by the looks of it, as we've got Gummix2 coming across the line. And what's it going to be for Gummix2? It's P11, so expect potentially a rerun for Gummix2. We've got Mandula now, just starting his flying lap.
Well, we know Mandula, he's just going to be a solid driver, and yeah, expect top 10 at least, I'd think.
Yeah, he knows how to put together a lap. Really experienced in the Fox. Even with a bad qualifying session, Mandula is the sort of driver who will tend to stay under the radar, can avoid the incidents early on, and end up with a decent finish. So let's see what Mandula can manage here. Weaving his way through the beach section. And through this terrifying chicane, which the drivers, I don't know, they seem to be handling it pretty well in qualifying. It's flat today, and P3 for Mandula, so Fraz spot on the money. Let's see what Gabor can manage. Is it going to be pole? Is he going to manage it?
There's a good chance we got pole.
Oh, there you go, half a second into pole, so we missed it, but it must have been a heck of a lap to manage that. Gabor's teammates just coming out of the beach section, just one chicane to go. Unbelievable pace from Gabor, almost into the 1 second margin, which would have been mighty impressive. Let's see what Zesty can manage. Yep, P2, only a tenth or so, half a tenth off his teammate, so that's impressive.
Sidus front row.
Yeah, front row lockout for the team in pink. Tahioa next. In the all black livery, black wheels, black body. And let's go through.
I'm not sure I've ever seen Sahodja.
Yeah, well, let's see what it's about. P13, respectable for a debut. And then a drive we've seen plenty of times. And, well, that was a wobble into the grass at the end of at the beginning of the straight there. But let's see what Adam can manage. as he comes across start finish P4. So actually, pretty decent.
Not a bad run for Adam.
With a mistake as well. Oh, Spider-Man hard into the wall. First time we've seen that today, but not the last. We're going to see drivers running into that big wall all day long. Remember, tonight, 2 36-lap races. A break from the normal endurance style Fox Friday. We break it up into 2 races.
I'm not...
Over start finish we go. And let's see what Spider-Man can get. P18. Oh, I mean, that wall hit for us, that cost him big time.
Oh, that is... Yeah, that was a hard connection.
Here comes Jan as he goes through the chicane in a lovely McLaren livery. And let's see what he can manage. P13, so backing up the grid there. And now the championship leader, TJ, in another Mercedes livery, ever popular. This time the black edition. Let's see what the sole driver for Road Appraiser can manage today. Leading the way in the Drivers' Championship by around about 60 points at this stage. After 15 rounds of competition. No problem through the chicane, flat out, absolutely no bother whatsoever. And it's P3, so not able to get in amongst the Sidus cars there.
No, he couldn't break into the 1-0s.
No, so potential problem on his lap. But let's see what Al Payson can manage. Yeah, so TJ says bad lap in the chat, so not happy with his qualifying, but the races are long, and he'll have plenty of time to carve his way through, especially with that reversed top 15 for race 2. Here comes Al, down the hill, and hard into this right, then a... Sorry, left, then a right, then a left, then a right, and then out onto a shortish run with the flat out chicane. 1 and 2, there we go. And across start finish we go. And it's P14. Everyone seems to be slotting into P14.
I know Al's, it's not one of Al's favorite tracks, so...
It is a bit like Marmite, this track. You either love it or you hate it. As Raxane now. I believe our final car, unless anybody gets a rerun, doesn't look like anyone's getting a rerun. So this is potentially the last lap we're going to see. 23 cars going to set a time. Oh, ragged end to the lap here.
Struggling a bit.
Yeah, are you surprised to see Rex all the way down there? That wasn't a good lap from him at all.
Well, he must have spun or something for Rex to be down at the bottom. Like, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and a 10, what was that? It was a 103.96 for Raxane, P20 only. But a PB for him, so that's nice. But that is it. That is all of the cars for our qualifying session. So let's run through the order then, shall we? It's Gabor on pole position, the man in the background doing his warm-up now, with Zesty alongside him, TJ, Happy D, Adam, Onifus, Mandula, Pekka Koivunen, Yasin, and Mozart, your top 10. With Pantheo and Finn UK for Fragmasters, just ahead of Brewer, Al Payson, Jan, Twincam, Sahioja, Dims, Gumix2 and Raxane. And then just 3 cars over on the second sheet of results. It's Rocket, Spider-Man and Rex. Fraz, we've got a decent grid here. Some very, very, very tough competition at the top. The top 10 absolutely stacked with quick drivers. Everybody within the 107%. So pretty good races in prospect here, if everyone can survive the first lap.
Right, if everyone survives the first lap. But then, even so, it's just a hard track to pass on.
Yeah, it is a bit of an oval, and you've got 2 kind of pinch points. In fact, 3 pinch points throughout the lap. Maybe 4 pinch points, I'd say. You've got the first chicane. We'll bring up the track map in a minute and look at those, but it's very difficult to get alongside and pass someone. Maybe where Gabor is now is probably one of the best opportunities, and maybe into turn 1 if you get a good slipstream, but super difficult to overtake. So we're going to see some problems, I think, as the races wear on. Let's return to the championship standings, shall we, before we get going, and take a look at those drivers' championship standings. It's Fragmaster with Rex and Onifus leading the way with 838 points, 40 points clear of Roda Preza in second, TJ and Doctor. But we haven't seen Doctor for a little while, so TJ is doing quite a lot of legwork there for the Roda Preza team to keep that championship battle alive. Sidus with Zesty and Gabor currently in P3, looking to improve on their position in the team's championship today after that front row lockout we just saw. Then we've got Alpation and Finn UK, respectable P4 for them. Master Race Car only P5. Good drivers WCL, MRC2, FM3 and RP2 are your top 10. And yeah, Fraz, a good number of teams as always showing up and putting in the effort for your championship.
Oh, absolutely. It's we're not getting the greatest turnout right now, and we're not sure why, but yeah, you still have, every team here, and it's
great to see.
The battle up front is always going to be tight. So with Sidus, RP, and Fragmaster.
Yeah, a tight battle and a varied set of teams as well. We always see a lot of mix and a lot of action, and it's great to see that even in the team's championship standings, we also have that kind of variation. It's not just a one team race. You've got a lot of variation. We've got even independent drivers. Roger Chen there, P2 overall in the championship, the only independent driver who's kind of made a mark on the standings. I wonder why he doesn't join a team for us.
I have no idea why nobody has asked Roger to join their team yet. I'm not sure he wants to even join a team, maybe.
Yeah, it can be that. Some drivers just like to be independent. They like to do their own thing, and clearly it works for Roger. But it is TJ who leads with 562 points. He is 60 or so, well, just under 60 points clear in the championship ahead of Roger Chen and Rex. Rex, who's not done a good qualifying session here today, will start the race in P23. He'll be looking for a good result or a lucky placement at the end of race one to make him be on the pole position or as close to it for race number 2. Speaking of those races, we do have 2 of them this evening. Both of them are going to be 36 laps. The second one is going to be a top 15 reversal, which always throws a bit of spice our way. So stay tuned and stick around for what is sure to be a bit of drama in that second race. We have 2 minutes to go before the start of round 16 of the championship, Fraz. Thanks for joining me. It's going to be a good one. What's the trick here down to turn 1?
I have no idea. I haven't raced this car enough to know, but if you're starting in the back, you should be in no panic to get to T1.
Yeah, I mean, getting to T1's fine. Making it through turn 1 while you're at the back is a minefield, because you're going to have cars everywhere probably. There's so many chicanes. I mean, just look at that track map. The track map says that there are 16 corners, which is there aren't 16 big corners. They're all chicanes. You've got 4 chicanes pretty much on this track. So that is pretty much the makeup of FE2R. You've got all the rest of the corners are quite fast and quite tight. So as Fraz mentioned, very, very few opportunities to overtake. Fortunately, this car has quite a lot of downforce and gives off quite a lot of opportunities behind it for other cars to kind of slipstream up and get past. So we'll hopefully see some action into turn 9 and also into turn 1 as the races progress. So let's hope for that. We are broadcasting 12 rounds of this championship towards the end of the year. So tonight we are broadcasting round 16, and the race for May will be round 20, a combination that is to be confirmed. So thank you very much for tuning in to Sim Broadcasts. Feel free to do all the good stuff and support the channel. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, Fraz, 20 seconds to go before lights out. This is going to be exciting. Thanks again for joining.
Oh, like I say, this is going to be a great opening lap. It's just a matter of how many cars get through it. But I assure you up front, they will handle it well.
Let's hope so. As the counter ends, and we are going to go to the grid for round 16. Fraz, please do the honours and take us away for the lights.
Okay, we've got a Sidus lockout on the front row. It's Gabber on pole, Zesty in second. So we've got waiting for the lights to go, and there we go.
Yeah, and the first
And
chicane
it'll
is
be
going to be
Gabber who
carnage.
leads them
It's
through
carnage.
the first turn.
Yeah, we've got cars off in the barrier at the back. It's I think Yasin is in there. We've got, who else is in there? That's the Red Bull livery. Who was driving that one? Mozart. So problems in the back, but a clean start for Gabor, a clean start for Zesty, TJ as well, and Happy D doing a great job as well. We've got Brewer backwards, dropping down the order. He's managed to recover, but so far so good for the boys out front.
Actually, that wasn't too bad. I think there is like 3 or 4 cars involved in that, so that's not too bad for this track at T1.
No, and there's some overtaking going on into the triple chicane. We saw a number of cars side by side. Oh, someone's spearing off over the gravel. That's Raxane. Changed livery since the qualifying session, so still a dark livery, but throwing a bit of a curveball as we go through the first chicane once again. Adal's had a really bad chicane. He's going very slowly, but it's the two boys in pink that lead after lap 1, and well, that was a lot of excitement, but remarkably, most cars making it through completely unscathed.
Right. Yeah, so after lap 1, we've got Gabber in the lead. Zesty runs second. TJ in third. Happy D runs fourth. It's Adam fifth. Oni in sixth. Mandula runs seventh. Pekka in eighth. FM Ty runs ninth. And Vin UK in 10th.
Yeah, and a bit of a gap developing actually between the top 10 and the drivers lower down. Twin Cam is just on the cusp of kind of bridging that gap. Let's see if he can carve his way through. He's already caught up quite a lot to the back of Sahioja, who is, we believe, this is the first time we've seen him here as the drivers make their way over this terrifyingly fast chicane now. Fraz. And yeah, Twin Cam does have a slipstream, and Rex behind on Dims as well.
So Hoja going defensive though, and Twin Cam gets by.
Yeah, Rex gets through, but Dims absolutely wobbling through. Amazing to actually keep that together. He almost absolutely smashed into the exit. That would have been crazy. As we've got a number of cars trying to make.
Looks like Rex making a move on Sahoja.
3 wide. That's not supposed to happen. Surely Rex goes into the back of Twin Cam and slows everybody down. And now Dims might have a chance into the triple chicane. We definitely will have a chance, but chooses to back out of it. He didn't have to do that. He could have gone for the move, but decided just to keep his nose out of it. We've got Jan facing the wrong way down at the beach, and is now slowly making his way back up to top speed. Rex has gone wide and Dims has had a run straight past him, so Rex is up a lot of places but losing again, and Dims has already caught up to the back of Twin Cam and is through, but it's got all wrong.
Dims nails the inside of the chicane there.
Well, that was a great stunt, but that's going to be the end of his race, almost certainly. That is going to be a lot of damage. He just got it all wrong going into the first chicane, and yeah, into the ad banner very hard, and did a nice pirouette for us. So the gap at the front is half a second between the teammates and then almost a second to TJ. As Rex is still trying to make up places. He's just made a move on Twin Cam. Very quick move through there. And now Al Payson is going to try and do it as well. And he's through at the triple chicane. Twin Cam is struggling a lot here, Al. What's going on? Has he got some damage? He's got left side damage, we're hearing.
Well, I know Twin Cam's not really a Fox driver. Like, he'll come and race it, of course, but it's not his favorite car.
Yeah, here goes. Who's that going for a move? It's Al going through on Sahioja, and Twin Cam will go through as well on the inside. Needs to be careful. We've seen. Yeah, that's what you don't want to do. That's the second time we've seen big drama into the first chicane, and this time it's Twin Cam, and he's out. Going for a move into turn 1, Al. Fraz, you've got to be so careful on that slipstream. because you've got to make sure the brake pedal works by the time you get there.
Right, you're carrying so much more speed than you're used to, and it changes your braking distance, and chances are you're going to be taking a different line than you're used to.
Yeah, Adam's up to P4 now. He's gone on over the grass. He's Happy D's lost a place, and we've already got some lapping. Here we go. The top two getting past Mozart there, who's just not had a great race. He had a really nice qualifying session, but it just hasn't worked out for him. Oh, these guys are on absolutely ridiculous pace at the front here. As we switch to Adal, who's lining up Sahioja here. Up to start finish. Oh, he's going defensive. Nice. Nice to see some aggressive defending there on the straight. And Adal, will he manage to slow the car down? No, he doesn't. He has to cut the chicane, and luckily, Fraz, there were no tyres there. He was lucky there.
Yeah, he was very lucky there. Somebody must have hit the tyres before him.
Oh, Yasin's been in the wall.
We got another spinner on the bridge.
Yeah, Raxane's hit him as well, I think. So the two cars coming together, and yeah, Yasin's got big damage, barely able to control the car as he comes onto the back straight. Yasin went off on his own, and then Raxane's absolutely slammed into him. So that's what's caused those drivers some trouble. As we've got Brewer here, D Brewer, getting close, but then having to back off from Rocket. Let's see if Rex can get a toe off the back of his teammate Fraz down to turn 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Kai to race him too hard right now, but I guess I could be wrong.
Yeah, are we going to be worried about suspension? I know in a longer race, a race that isn't cut in half like we've got tonight, the suspension might be a problem here, especially with the amount of chicanes and the amount of work that the suspension has to do. Is that going to be a problem in the sprint races, do we think, as Rex goes for the move? Yeah, he's through. Nice. P10 now for Rex.
Yeah, I don't think it'll really, no, people are going to damage their suspension, but there's no worry of them braking today. Like you say, It's 236 laps races. They're just not long enough.
Yeah, they can take a bit of a pounding, and they need to, because the curbs at Fern Bay are completely unforgiving. The drivers are off the ground going over the first chicane, as we watched from the T-cam of Zesty's Fox. They don't have T-cams, they're roll bars, aren't they? Roll hoops. And yeah, he is closing in. He's 0.3 off the back of his teammate. Gabor currently holds the fastest lap, but Zesty is on some sort of wild pace at the moment, trying to turn the screws. And TJ's right there as well. The top three is super, super close. This is what we love to see in Fox Friday, Fraz. We love to see a close battle at the front, and let's hope we keep it to the end.
Absolutely. We've got two champs here with Gabber and TJ. Yeah, Zesty in the middle.
Yeah, TJ won't be displeased at the moment with this positioning. He'll be happy to have both of the Sidus drivers exactly where he can see them. And as is so true in pretty much any sort of form of racing, it's much more fun to chase than it is to lead. As Gabor is just about to find out, because he's coming up to Raxane here, and Raxane will have to move out of the way. Gabor will try and get a slipstream off him. He's got to be careful though, because he doesn't want to push him into the corner.
I'm not sure that was worth it. Really,
no,
to chase,
definitely not.
Chase draft there.
No, because you kind of bully the driver into the next corner and kind of hamper your own pace. Really, Raxane will move out of the way nicely for TJ there, and TJ has managed to close up a little bit. As Rex has got his next victim, Fraz, Finn UK.
Yeah, Finn won't put up much battle on Rex either, and it's not because Finn can't race him, but yeah, Rex is just that much faster.
That was close.
And that much higher in the championship points.
Wow, these top three are on some sort of unreal pace at the moment. That's so smooth through the first chicane. Adam's got no chance of keeping up at the moment. Almost losing sight of them actually through this first complex of corners.
Well, do you think they're now getting draft off off Gabber's car, the car in front of him?
Who,
Are they
Zesty and
close?
TJ?
I
Almost certainly,
think
yeah.
so, right?
Yeah, they'll be pulling each other along at this point, kind of leeching off of Gabor's pace. There are lots of chicanes. 2 of them are flat, so if you can keep close to the car in front, coming out of one of those and out of one of the corners, then you can use the slipstream to good effect. You just can't very easily get past a
Right,
car that's on a similar pace to you.
right. Yeah, it's just the straights aren't long enough.
Yeah, and you will lose a little bit of pace going through the chicanes if you follow closely, because obviously you have less downforce on your car, so you're going to be using more of the rubber, more of the mechanical grip rather than the downforce. So even with the chicanes, you're losing time to the car ahead. If the car ahead's got clean air, Gabor a little bit wayward through there. He's really using the rear of the car a lot. In fact, a lot more than Zesty and TJ at this stage. Gabor and Zesty identical lap times for the 2nd time in a row on the previous time
Again,
round.
with the shorter race, I don't think Gabber's worried about burning off his tires or anything like that. So he can afford to slide it a bit.
Yeah, we're sticking with our lead group here. They are the closest cars on the track at the moment. Oh, a bit of a wobble there for Zesty. That could be crucial. I wonder if that was because of the dirty air from Gabor, but TJ's not close enough to make a move. Jan's had a spin, and the leaders are coming up to him, so he needs to be careful. He's got front end damage, hasn't repaired that damage that he picked up earlier, so he needs to be a little bit aware that the leaders are coming for him. Only a couple of corners behind now. And yeah, this is round 16 of Fox Friday by Fragmasters for 2024. And our top 3 all in the same camera shot. And TJ is starting to pile on the pressure onto the back of Zesty. This is the closest he's been since the beginning, really. Consistently close to Zesty now for a few laps. What can he manage?
Yeah, he's just waiting, hoping Zesty might make a mistake, because it's so easy to make that mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter where it happens. If you make any sort of tiny mistake, the driver behind is going to snap you up. If you drop a wheel on the back of a curb on a tiny bit of grass, or you take a little bit too much curb, or you have a wobble on the exit, that's it. Game over. TJ is going to swallow him up. Yeah, this just the ruthless consistency of the Sidus drivers when they're on their day is a challenge even for the champ.
Absolutely. Sidus.
There we go.
There's Zesty
the
ran a little wide.
Yeah. And there you see it. TJ able to gain, but he's coming up to the fast left-hander. Is he going to be able to go for a move there? No, but he has to stay as close as possible, and maybe a run into the triple chicane is what he needs. He's going to the outside. Gabor is through and now gaining time. TJ over the curb, does it the long way round. Zesty holds a nose on the inside. He's going to have the inside, but TJ's through. That's a great
There
move.
it is.
Oh, but he's run wide.
Oh, now he runs wide, and Zesty's going to give it right back to Zesty, maybe.
No, but he's not. He's going to have to lift off because, like you said, the straights are too short. Zesty still has the slipstream. TJ's going to have to go defensive and make Zesty go the long way round. But now we've seen this before. I've seen this script before. Oh, he's back. He's back through. That's amazing. But look at the time that Gabor's gained from one little squabble.
Yeah, Gabber's now gone. I don't think that,
You can't blame TJ for going for the move. Zesty threw the ball in the air. TJ went to hit it. It's just he couldn't pull off the move. That Zesty's little mistake there has cost them both a lot of time. It tempted TJ into the move maybe earlier than TJ wanted to do it, and then TJ will be kicking himself for going wide onto the home straight. It could have been such a clean pass, and then TJ would have been free to make gains on Gabor. There's not really a lot to say between the differences between the consistency of Gabor and TJ on a good day, but right now Gabor has got the pace advantage as well as the consistency, which is an absolutely ruthless combination.
Well, I think if people have been paying attention all season long, Gabber's being, he's in a different league right now.
Yeah, it was looking for a minute like it might be a little bit closer, as we've got Onifus into the pit lane and straight out again into what looks to be P9, just behind his teammate. So
As Gabber's stretching out the lead a bit more, eh?
yeah, and why not? I mean, he's got nobody to challenge him except the back markers that he catches up to. Zesty has now got so much work to do. Zesty has lost that toe that he had. Oh, that was close. But the car ahead couldn't just get out of the way.
No, and that's the other problem here. Like, it's hard for the lap car to get to hide even.
Yeah.
Because you're always going through a narrow turn or...
Well, there we go. TJ able to get through nice and easily there. And Jan making that quite easy for him. But yeah, Gabor now stretching the gap up to 3 seconds. Now that Zesty doesn't have that slipstream, it's going to cost the rest of them dearly.
Right, and they've all opened up a gap on each other now. Yeah, nobody's working off any car.
No, and that's true of everybody on the track except for Pantheo, Kai, and Bin UK. These two pretty much the closest together now. This is the fight for P10 amongst teammates, and if you look at the timing tower, you'll see that P8 to P12 is all red and yellow and cyan. We've also got Sahioja and Adal. As Adal goes for the move, this is a dodgy place to do it. Yep, has to back out of it there. You don't want to go for a move on that you're trying to get past. It will not work, as Adal finds out. As Pekka Koivunen's hit the wall and is slowing down, he's lost a place to Rex now. Got caught by Raxane in the first chicane, so that's unlucky for the sole world-class Lions driver that is in the race today. And that's Onifus who's now trying to get through. Onifus has been a bit nowhere today so far, Fraz.
Well, but don't forget, he's pitted already.
That's true. That's true. He has done his stop. But yeah, maybe just keeping out of trouble, doing the Mandula strategy. Someone else we haven't talked about really. As Onifus sneaks past Rocket there.
And we haven't talked about 18. Mandula, and isn't that how it always is?
That's how it always is.
Down.
We'll give him some airtime because we never talk about him because he keeps his head down and just creeps up the grid. We say it time and time again.
You look up and he's in 6th place right now, and we haven't even mentioned him.
Yeah, he just drives his own race. He is consistent generally. As we've got Pekka Koivunen in the pit lane doing a repair stop now. So trying to... it's a long stop, and it's not what you want in a sprint race. We are halfway through the race once Gabor crosses start-finish, so you might expect to see a few cars coming into the pit lane to serve their stop. But Gabor will not be one of them. He will take it to the end, probably.
Like you said today, if you repair your damages, you're taking yourself out of the race. Yeah,
the stopwatch will not forgive you for spending 25-30 seconds in the pit lane repairing your car. Pekka's pit stop was 20 seconds, Rocket's pit stop was 26 seconds, so those guys just, being punished by their own mistakes, or in fairness, I think Pekka Koivunen may have picked up some damage from an incident that wasn't his fault, but we'll have to review the replay. TJ is 1.3 seconds behind Zesty now, so really, really stringing out. We'll keep monitoring the gap between first and second because, like I said, halfway through there's still time for this race to change once again as Adam drives off the track on his own. Yeah, he just drove off the track on a straight, and he's hit the tyres as well. And there comes he's rejoined and taken Mandula out. He's taken Mandula out. That is a comedy of errors, an absolute comedy of errors from Adam not the driving you would expect from someone as experienced, and he's taken Mandula clean out of the race. Unbelievable driving from Adam there. I feel really bad for Mandula, and Adam's still parked in the chicane. What a place to lose it. He dropped the car on the straight on his own, looped it in the chicane, and then drove forward into oncoming traffic. I mean...
Yeah, if he wouldn't just left his car there, Mandula would have
tried
got
to
by.
avoid him, yeah. Oof.
But again, you know, that happens to you, and Adam must be mad because, like you say, it was just a stupid mistake by himself.
That was daft, yeah, that was daft. To catch that on camera, though, I have to say, I feel a bit proud of myself. It was a lucky call. We were hyping Mandula up, and then Adam takes him out of the race. I mean, what are the chances of that? Well, as we switch to Finn UK, who's done his stop, that was a quick one. That's how a pit stop's supposed to go in a sprint race: in, stop, go, and out. Tiny bit of fuel in, which makes a little bit of sense, I guess, if you want to try and balance
you got to
fuel
stop
load.
anyways. They're going to hold you.
Yeah, as our leaders come through, and Zesty's setting fastest laps now. So Zesty is starting to close up again, 0.3 of a second the gain, as Adam comes into the pit lane for a repair job. So more lengthy stops going on from our drivers.
Maybe the repair's not a bad idea because Adam right now is racing for 15th place.
That is true. You know, as long as he doesn't lose another place, he could do quite nicely in race 2. A number of the drivers who are out of this race will be sticking around for race 2 because they'll be aware that the grid is quite small today, so there's a chunk of points on offer. Brewer's off, upside down, out of turn 1, so that's just quite difficult to get a camera on it. But Brewer's out. He's must have gone over the hoardings or through the tyres or over the curb or something. But Brewer is out, just waiting there at the exit of turn 1. So another car goes. Not surprising for us to see quite a race of attrition here. It's a difficult track. Lots of things come at you very quickly.
Yeah. This is, like I said, just Fern Bay in general is always like this.
Yeah. Brewer removes himself from the track there.
Very tricky or technical, however you want to put it.
All of the above, I think. I would choose that on a survey. If asked to describe Fern Bay, whatever was on there, all of the above. It throws many challenges. As we are.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's a great layout too.
Oh yeah, a challenge is not a bad thing. Yeah, you know, most of the drivers relish a challenge. That's why it's popular.
Right. You look at the top drivers; they're not having much problems here. They're just going about their business. Yeah,
but as we've seen, it can still put drivers that are the best to the test. Zesty dropping a wheel on his own was no one else's fault except his own. Here we've got Gabor trying to get past Roxane, and through he goes. The back markers being quite friendly today. Nice to see. Lots of respect among drivers, and through the triple chicane comes Gabor. Looking like he has no challenge at all, except he does, because Zesty is gaining on him at a rate of knots. The gap's down below 2 seconds as Pantheo leaves the pit lane there on the camera and rejoins in P7, so that's nice for him. Oh, someone else has taken out the tyres and has left the race. It's Adam again. Another error. Adam's had to retire. He is out.
No.
Loses his P15, yep. Well, all he had to do was circulate. And yep. Oh, and who's that off? Just disappeared off the side of shot. Was it Happy D? No, it was Adal, his teammate. So Adal has just been punted by TJ as well, to make matters worse. Sliding off stage right, or stage left rather. I get my lefts and rights wrong all the time. As Gabor is showing everyone how it's done. Adam's just said in the chat that he's getting used to his new equipment. Yeah, he's just bought a whole Fanatec rig, so that would maybe explain the cobwebs, or rather, the rustiness.
Right, going through a bit of a learning curve with the new gear.
Yeah, it's easy to make silly mistakes, but putting your foot on the gas while you're sat sideways in a chicane should be second nature not to do that, regardless of your equipment. So I'm not going to give him full credit for his excuse, but I'm sure Mandula won't. But yeah, learning new equipment is both fun and also annoying, because obviously you're not as fast as you were before, and you have to do a lot of work to get quicker with new gear. But the idea is that by learning new gear, you should be faster as a result at the end of it, because you can iron out bad habits with new gear. You can relearn to drive. My advice to anyone who's buying new gear actually is to think about the bad habits you had while you were using your old equipment, and just reapproach the learning situation. You know, do you use cockpit view? If you don't use cockpit view, then if you get new gear, switch to cockpit view and learn your equipment using that. Kill multiple birds with one stone, as they say.
Well, a lot of people couldn't believe that number uses chase view, but since he's got his new gear, he's moved into a cockpit view. And
do you know why? I know why. Do you know why?
No, I think it's just because of the new gear. Oh, I do know.
You do know why. Too. You know why? Yeah, it's because iRacing you can't use another view. Well, you can, but it's horrible. So iRacing will force you to use cockpit view, and Number's been doing a lot of iRacing, so you don't want to switch between views in different sims. So he's decided to do the right thing and learn how to drive cockpit view in LFS. He's not here tonight, unfortunately, which is a shame. But number of drivers, when they get new equipment, they will try and iron out those old habits. And another technique is to allow us to bully you on the stream, because I think it's Sobis. Is it Sobis who was using follow view and now is using in-car view as a result of us bullying him, because he gave us his onboards for, I think it was E-Challenge or some other series, GT2 Challenge, and he was using follow view. And Gabba used force view last time out. That was weird. Anyway. Let's see if Gabba is actually online. He is. We have an onboard for Gabor. Look at that. As if by magic, Gabor is live on Twitch. You can check him out. And here is his onboard. That he is using cockpit view as all professionals should do.
Yeah. Now let's watch him go through this chicane. It'll just be straight.
Yeah. Smooth as a smooth thing. He's catching up to some Fragmaster's cars, and that means that he's made his way through half the field.
So we can catch an Al, I guess.
Oh no!
Whoa,
there was a yellow flag in Sector 1. That was a Fragmaster's car sideways. Didn't quite catch who it was, but our leader, Pantheo. Gabor has smashed into Pantheo. That is impossible to judge. You just cannot react to it, Fraz.
I didn't even see the car there.
No, I was too busy looking at the onboard, and then I saw it happen. And, you know, Gabor had even less time to react. And he's got big damage. He's lost out to TJ and Zesty, and that's how quickly the whole race can turn on its head for you. Well, that was an unfortunate time to pick up Gabor. Looks like he's got away with it in terms of the damage, Fraz. He's hit him square on. So I think he'll be all right. But, blimey, he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get the win here now. Less than 10 laps to go. 9 after this one. And, well, that has turned the race upside down.
Absolutely. And, I don't know, Happy's not too far behind.
Yeah, Gabor's not going to be able to catch Zesty in this time. I mean, unless Zesty has an error. But that's how quickly it can change. Oh, we've got another car having trouble ahead. Oh, and he has absolutely wiped him out. 2 out of 2. Oh, I don't know.
Same place, 2 laps in a row.
I don't know what happened there, but Jan completely messed up the exit. Gabor, would he have seen that? I don't know. Maybe frustration, but yeah, that time. That's it. The front end of that car is completely smoked. He'll have to come into the pits early and do some repairs, I think, and just drive that car round to the end. But another place gone to Happy D. 2 laps out of 2, colliding with someone in the chicane. Super unlucky, but it can happen to anybody, and there's no time to react, there's no runoff, there's nowhere to go.
Right, and we're 28 laps in. People have been going through that chicane and making it, doing it relatively well, and yet it still happens.
Yeah, it's a brutal track. It's not safe. It is an old style of track in Live for Speed. Very, very, very interested in what Eric is going to do when he modernises Fern Bay. We've seen a few teasers of Fern Bay with the new lighting model, but no modernisation has happened that we know of yet. So a modernised Fern Bay is a tantalising subject as Rex comes into the pit lane and is on his way again and out nice and cleanly, and will rejoin just behind... No, he's out in P6. He's managed to keep his place, so that's fair enough. But we have a new leader. Zesty has taken over the lead from his teammate, 4 seconds ahead of TJ. And then Happy D rounds out the podium as it currently stands. Bear in mind our top 4 yet to stop in this race, as well as Adal. So 5 cars still need to go through the pit lane before the checkered flag drops. But there you can see on the timing tower that the leaders have made their way past. Well, there you go. We've got another driver that's going to lose out to the leaders. That was Finn UK, I believe, just getting past.
This is probably our shortest pit lane in LFS, I think, isn't it?
Tires. The Rallycross one is technically smaller. Pantheo's gone off by driving over the tyres that his teammate left for him. So Pantheo's gone over a bunch of tyres that Finn UK put in his way. And now Gabor's coming back through. Oh, this is stressful. There's track paraphernalia getting in the way, there's cars getting in the way of each other, and Gabor getting nailed at turn 1 twice in 2 laps while leading, and then in 3rd. So losing out on a podium through no fault of his own, really. There's nothing he could have done. Even if he'd have braked Fraz, he would have gone straight into the wall, because he wouldn't have been able to steer, because he would have locked up the fronts. So, yeah. Terrible.
Yeah, I can't imagine how hard this car is to drive right now with so much damage on the front. You cannot have any downforce.
Yeah, well, Happy D occupying 3rd place quite happily at the moment. He's got a decent gap either side of him as Finn UK comes into the pits. Damage, repair and fuel, so that's going to be a lengthy stop for Finn. We've also got Adal in for his one and only stop. No work going on, so Adal in and out quickly.
Mandula in?
Well, Mandula's rejoined, I think, after being retired, so Mandula's just rejoined the race. Will not be scoring, will be a number of laps down. In fact, will be 32 laps down. As Zesty will come across the line to make it 4 to go in race number 1 of 2. 2 36-lap races tonight to bring you, and race 1, Fraz, drama-filled, which makes you wonder what on earth is going to happen in race 2 here. DJ's in.
Yeah, I'm already scared for a race 2.
Scared? Okay. Well, I'm here alongside you, so there's no need to be scared. We can brave it together as TJ gets done by Happy D. So Happy D is through.
TJ looked like he got loose.
I think he may have been a bit worried by the cars doing 150 miles an hour past him. But there we go. TJ out into 3rd place. He will get that 2nd place back when Happy D makes his stop. Remember that Gabor still has to go in. He's not pitted because of damage. I don't think he will either because there's so few laps left. He'll drive around the issue and head in on the final lap as Rex has gone into the back of Rexane and spun. So more drama with other cars. And now Rexane's caught up to the back of Rex again, but I don't think he's going to try and get through. He is a lap down. Oh, so that's not Rexane, that's Sahyoja.
Sahyoja?
Yeah, Sahyoja, who's caught up. Chris is going to look at the etymology of that name for us. And We'll watch Zesty for a little bit. Sahioja is a Finnish name, apparently. I hope that's right. We're calling it. Pantheo in. Again, I think this is his second stop. And it's a long one, so yeah, damage repair going on for Pantheo. But yeah, fair play for Gabor for sticking out this race. Any other driver probably would have thrown in the towel after a crash like that, but Gabor, he knows that there's a championship in the balance and he wants to score points. So what do? You keep going round if you can. You keep going around the track. If you're on your roof, then fair play, it's over. But if you can still drive, limp it back to the pits or just try to get going.
Well, Gabber, no matter where he starts on the grid, always has a chance to win.
Anyone on the grid has a chance to win, surely.
But you know what I mean.
Some more than others, yeah.
Gabber could be at the back of the grid and still have the potential to drive his way through.
Fastest lap to TJ that time around. So the multi-time champ wants that. He wants that honour. He wants the fastest lap, and he has it for now. 3 seconds off the back of Happy D, but an absolutely enormous gap at this stage in the race to Zesty, who needs to come into the pit lane on this lap, or he will get a penalty. Let's see if he can nail his pit stop as he comes in into the box. He will go. Yep, just about getting it slowed down. And a very, very quick stop. And out he will come. And
Happy D right behind him.
Will come in, yeah. So Zesty's gone. And Happy D in. Where is Gabor? Gabor is a little way down the order. So Happy D's out. TJ goes through. Yeah, Gabor's so far back. He's not in any situation to get a podium here. He's behind Onifus now, and that is the order of our top 4 going on to the final lap. It's Zesty, TJ, Happy D, and Onifus now, who is promoted. Early pit stop for Onifus has worked out there, Fraz. Kept out of trouble.
Yeah, it worked out for him well, I think. Yeah, should be a top 5, but so that'd be fine.
Yeah, it's Pantheo who's on the hot seat here. He is in P15.
Yeah, I don't think something would have to go wrong for Kai not to secure that. And there it is, Zesty with the win.
Yeah, he crosses the start-finish line in 37 minutes to take the win here today in race 1, followed by TJ and Happy D for the 3rd place. Here he comes. Yeah, nice. Unlucky for some other drivers, but other drivers will profit by having a cleaner race. It's not always there, not always able to, but there we are.
Gabber recovers for 5th. Rex started at the back, worked his way up to 6th.
The last few cars just finishing here. Before we can call our results, and that is everybody. An intense race 1, Fraz, that has to be said, and we're going to get more drama coming up in a few minutes' time. But it is Zesty who will take the win, and will do so in 37 minutes ahead of TJ and Happy D. Onifus with the early pit stop manages to grab a P4. Gabor with that double incident finishes 30 seconds down in the end in P5. Important points, and importantly, will start quite a way ahead of some fast drivers, Fraz.
Right, he'll have distance on Zesty already, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Rex P6, Al Payson in P7. Pekka Koivunen, Adal, and I'm going to get Chris to pronounce that name in my ear again, and then I'm going to give it a go. Sahioja, apparently. Fraz, does that sound even remotely correct? You probably know more Finnish than I do.
No, my Finnish is pretty weak.
better
Being
than
a
mine.
Canadian boy.
Tahioa. All right. Then it's Finn UK in 11th, Yasin in 12th, Raxane 13th, Spider-Man, Pantheo, Rocket, Jan, Adam, Brewer, and Mozart, the top 20. All right, and then the final screen, we have 6 cars. Mandula, who was a DNF and rejoined and finishes 31 laps off the lead. Pinkham finished, classified in P22 with Dims, Gummix 2, Trespasser, and Pavlovskis there. And we're going to have a bit of a grid reset for race 2. It's the top 15 reversed, of course, for race 2. So we will watch that happen and be back in a few moments for the start of the second race in tonight's action. So do not go anywhere. Welcome back to coverage of Fox Friday, round 16 of 2024 at Fern Bay Green Reversed. We've just had race 1. We're back for race number 2. Fraz is alongside me in the commentary box for tonight. Fraz, race 2, top 15 reversed. Who's on pole? I can't even see from this. I think it's
Spider-Man and Pantheo completing our front row.
Yeah, Pantheo is on pole. Fantastic. For another 36 lap epic. A couple of drivers just waiting to be readied up, and then we are going to get going. This is going to be frantic. Fraz, good luck on the opening lap, mate. You're going to call it.
I expect Spider-Man to probably give way to the cars behind him.
Hopefully not too soon.
He's a new guy, so but Ty's going to go all out.
Well, let's see what happens. We have got lots to look forward to. The engines start to roar. Here come the lights, and we are green. Take it away, Franz.
And there goes Kai. He's got a good launch. And yep, Spider-Man did pull over and let everyone go by. That'll move Yasin up to second. They're battling already. But it's all looking good. It's Yasin second, Finny K in third, Sahocha in fourth.
Oh, we've got a Sidus car spinning.
There it is, a spin.
Yeah, Gabor's off. He's at the back. It's all gone wrong. He's in the gravel. He's in the grass. That is going to be another recovery drive. Oh.
But Kai has opened up a gap on Yasin in second. And these two are driving away.
Yeah, we've got Twin Cam off and he's still trying to recover. Oh, just about gets it back on the track before the end of that massive curb, which would pull you off into the sand if you're not careful. But a great start for the man in front. It's Pantheo for the Fragmaster team with a clear lead over Yasin, who streaks across start-finish. And Happy D and TJ immediately into the pit lane, followed by Zesty as well. So we've got 3 cars immediately into the pit lane. Onifus in there as well. So 4 cars coming to a stop. And Twin Cam and Gabba. I mean, Gabor had to come in, right, Fraz? He had to do that.
Right. He had, well, smart move. Come out in free air and let him just drive.
Yeah, into the pits for Gabor and straight out again. You got to feel for him. I mean, this is the second race that's not gone well, and this time it's gone wrong immediately. He's been caught up in drama here on the previous lap, and this corner just coming up, and had to waste a lot of time trying to get the car back round. But we're going to have to put the cameras closer to the front, I'm afraid, because we've got lots of drama around Rex at the moment, who is leading Mandula as well as his teammate Al Payson down to the chicane.
So they're trying to chase down a deal, right?
Yeah, Dal straight through. Oh, actually, there you go. Rex is making the move. Oh no, he's coming in the pit lane with Mandula. So interesting to do that on lap 2 for them. But in they go.
Yeah,
Pantheo with a very good lead.
Didn't see any point battling with the deal and slowing themselves down.
Maybe that's smart. I mean, they're going to come out into an immediate battle with somebody else. Brewer's been through the pit lane as well. Oh, and side by side. No, almost side by side between Mandula. Oh, who's that into the wall? That was Jan. Oh no, sorry, Kirku in the wall.
And look out, here's Zesty right behind these guys.
Yeah, Mandula getting the better of Rex there, but now Zesty, who has also stopped, don't forget, he'll want to be carving his way through as soon as possible. Started in P15 after the reverse grid scenario, so doesn't want to waste any time cutting through the field. He'll be well aware that Pantheo, Yasin, FinUK, all those guys at the front have had a pretty clean run thus far and have not lost any time really at all. Zesty 20 seconds off the lead. I think he still has it in hand. He's stopped and is way ahead of Gabor. I'm
going to say he's probably close to a second faster than Kai. You know, once he establishes his pace.
Yeah, TJ's teammate has turned up as well. I wanted to point out, Doctor is just leaving the pit lane, so he's turned up for race 2 to score. Oh, who's that? Huge crash in the first corner. Oh, and that's more carnage. Who was that got collected? It was Zesty this time.
It was Zesty. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's it's just completely unsighted. You drive around that corner and pray there's no issues happening. Oh, look at the front left on that. Lots and lots of damage for Zesty. Not as lucky as Gabor. Everything is broken on the front end of that car. He is going to be into the pit lane. It's going to be a lengthy lap, a lengthy stop. Zesty is out of this race.
Yeah, it's going to take him forever to get back to the pit lane.
Who was it he collected? It was one of the darker liveries. I couldn't quite catch it. But trying to work out who it was. I think it was Brewer. Brewer was involved. Chris is going to review the replay and see who the casualties were. We know Zesty was, certainly, but who caused that pile-up?
I don't see Brewer on the list now. So
he's gone. Oh, Zesty's removed himself from the race. It's over completely. So no points for our winner of previous race, which throws it wide open. There's an opportunity here for someone else to steal a victory. We are going to have a different winner in race 2, and it's currently Pantheo for Fragmaster leading by 2 seconds over Air Attack Yasin. Sahioa in P3 with Pekka Koivunen looking like he wants to make the move in P4. Yeah, in fact, he's getting quite close here.
Down. Like, again, he's...
Yeah, apparently TJ also involved in the incident at turn 1 for us. TJ in the pit lane doing a lengthy pit stop, so that stacks up actually. That does make sense. As we need to return to the action at the front. Pekka Koivunen getting close to Sahioa. And, well, actually botching the first chicane. That's not gone well. Brewer hit the wall in front of TJ, so TJ was a passenger in that accident as well, and then the rest of them all piled in afterwards, so unfortunately Brewer caused the initial incident through an unforced error. TJ was an innocent victim, so too was Zesty.
Like you say, they come around through that chicane and they cannot see anything of what's happening in front of them.
No.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Can Pekka get this done? Yeah.
Pekka right on him now. It's a question of how they come out of this chicane.
Yeah, riding on board with Pekka from the roll bar camera. You can see that he's not made any gains necessarily on the back of Sahioa. Goes for the move on the inside, but not able to get it done on the inside. Very, very difficult to stick a move there. Gonna have to try it somewhere else, Pekka, I'm afraid. Maybe here. Yeah, good opportunity coming up.
Good run, but
we know that Sahioa likes to defend, and he's gonna still defend it. Why not? Pekka will know, but he's gonna hold it on the outside. They come together, and that's a massive crash. Oh, several G's into the wall, and 2 Fragmasters cars have to avoid as well. Pekka Koivunen out of this race by trying to go too wide through that fast left-hander. It just doesn't work, Fraz. You can't do it.
No. Yeah, that was... Yeah, I don't know what Pekka was thinking. You're just gonna run out of room there.
Okay, let's switch quickly to some other action. Onifus catching up to the back of Mandula then. Trying to make his way through the field. Doctor running wide. Hasn't had the practice that everybody else has had in qualifying and the first race, of course, so Doctor is coming into this completely green. And speaking of green, there is a green car, green machine right behind him, trying to get through on the slipstream. And to the inside at turn 1. No, Mandula is smart. Mandula doesn't want to put that car on the inside at turn 1 because he knows all too well what's happened to about 20 other cars tonight.
Be patient. The car in front of you, chances are he's going to make mistakes somewhere. We got another car sideways.
Yeah,
that's a deal.
Yeah, Adal again having trouble there. It's not the first time we've seen him off there. And Jan in the background also having a very wobbly time, trying to keep the power down, just not working. And we've got Kirku, a long stationary pit stop currently going on for Kirku. And no real cars close together except this battle. We've got Mandula trying to close down and pass Doctor. Let's hope Mandula has a cleaner race than he did in race 1. Very unlucky to be taken out.
Look who's right behind Oni right now is Gabber.
Yeah, he's not far away, is he? He's trying to close in on this pack. As Mandula is going to go for this move this time, is he? Or is he going to back out of it? Oh, he's on the inside. He's well alongside. Doctor's leaning out of it. And Mandula is up a place. Up to P8 then for Mandula. Ooh,
super nice pass.
Late lunge from Onifus. Bit of a half-assed attempt, but...
Well, and that's not a bad thing to do, right? I mean, throw a move at the guy, try to upset the car in front of you, make him do something.
Yeah, but now look, Gabor is going to do the exact same thing back. He's lost himself time, and now Gabor's gone through.
Yeah, and Oni filed in behind Gabber. He didn't want to force too wide through that turn.
No. As we watch Gabor's onboard and see how quickly he can catch up to the back of the cars ahead. So we've got Happy D chasing Finn, and he's gone through. that move has been made already. It's done through the chicane. As Sahioa in the pit lane, doing his mandatory stop. That's a longish one. Not supposed to be a long stop, so repairing damage.
You must be doing damage repairs.
Yeah. Well, it must have been a lot, because you don't want to repair a damage in a sprint race. In a 35-minute race, there is absolutely no point repairing minor damage. It's quicker for us to drive around the problem.
Right. You gotta learn the car again, but yeah, if it's minor damage, it shouldn't be that hard to do.
Meanwhile, Al Payson finds himself in a battle with Happy D for P3 in the race. Al will be very happy to be fighting at the top end. Let's see if he can have a good time of this.
Yeah, Happy just looking for his place. Then Happy completes the pass.
Yeah, through he goes. Nicely done. And Finn UK also gets through on Al after quite a quick battle.
Again, yeah. Al just doesn't really like the track. And that's the problem. If you don't like a track going in, you're not gonna improve. You're taking the wrong attitude.
Yeah, you've got to try different things. TJ's managed to pick up the fastest lap. He's still in the race. Unfortunately, in P15, there is no third race on this evening, TJ, unfortunately.
Oh, and Doctor gets loose.
Yeah. Lets his teammate through, but Doctor is a lap ahead. And now he's holding up Onifus. So, well, actually, no, he's in a battle with Onifus, isn't he? This is a direct fight. So let's see, Onifus is going to get through easily. So Onifus makes a place for a mistake by Doctor, letting his teammate, who's a lap down, through, which may or may not have been what he was after. And now we've got a fight between two Hungarian drivers, Mandula and Gabor. And surely not. Well, Mandula must lift out of this. Yes, he does, and Gabor is through. These two know what's going on into the corner with the wall.
Yeah, again, Mandula just driving a smart race. You know, why force it, right?
Yeah,
Gabber's
totally
behind you. He's gonna get you.
He is gonna get you eventually. It is unfortunately inevitable. Why suffer? Just let it happen, as they say. Here's Rex, and actually Al Payson's gone in the pits. He's in the pit lane and he's already on his way out again for his mandatory stop. We've got someone backwards. It's Finn UK. He's actually
Finn.
backing out of it. Yeah, lucky to go off there so that he didn't kind of collect anybody. But there's Al going through again. So Al will make his way back up to P9, and let's see who hasn't stopped. Finn hasn't stopped, so I think that fact will be overturned by the end of this lap. He's going to be in the pits to repair that crooked machine. But other than that, it's Pantheo, Yasin, Jan, and Spider-Man, as well as Finn UK, who have yet to travel down the pit lane for their mandatory stop. Was bumpy over the curbs for Pantheo, but a healthy 2.5 second lead. Gabor 17 seconds back, but already up to P5 in this race after being at the back at the beginning of lap 1, Fraz. Gabor's really climbing.
Yeah, and this is the time when Kai's got to start looking at the cars right behind him and, you know, keeping that distance. He's got to pit early.
Oh, Mandula's made an error, I think. Yeah, he's quite slow. He's lost a place to Onifus and Doctor. Must have been at the chicane. Sorry, the end of the previous straight. He was getting up to speed when the camera went to him, so that's a shame. Losing time for Mandula there. As Finn UK hits the lane.
And it looks like Finn doing repairs.
Yeah, damage and fuel. I mean, that was always going to be a long stop, that one. After that incident on the bridge on the previous lap. TJ even gets past him. And the fastest lap goes to Gabor, 1:01.48. Absolutely amazing pace for race fuel.
Yeah, and he's only, he's below 15 seconds behind Kai now. Yeah, over 15 laps to go. This could get interesting up front.
Yeah, and look at the gap. It's come down 3 seconds to Pantheo in the last 2 laps. So Gabor could hit the front pretty soon. He's kind of trying to keep on pace with Rex, I think, because he knows that Rex is quicker than Fox. They've had fights in the past. They've had fights where Gabor's won one of the races and Rex has won the other one. Last season, if you remember, cast your mind back, some epic battles between Rex and Gabor. But let's see if it happens again today. You can just see Rex disappearing off of shot there ahead of Gabor. But it does appear as though he's trying to reel him in and get as close as he can. But the gap now down to 13 seconds.
On board with Gabber.
Yeah, just looking at his pace, trying to identify where it is he's quick. Actually, Rex lost time to the race leader on this lap, so Gabor is catching Rex, and Rex is losing time even to Pantheo. So I think Gabor will have the measure of Rex pretty soon. But how far up the grid can he get? Remember, he didn't have a good first lap. He was already starting way down the order. And yeah, down to 12 seconds now, the gap to the leader. 2.5 seconds from Rex. Gabor's in with a shout here. It's come back to him, but he's had to work hard for it. You can check him out on Twitch, twitch.tv/S1DUS Gabor.
I'm guessing Gabber was probably a second faster than Kai and Yasin, at the end of last race. So yeah, he's making up a second a lap on these guys.
Yeah, he's got a point to prove to try and sort the misfortune that he had in race 1.
Right, and no car right in front of him right now, so I don't think, so fingers crossed nothing bad happens to Gabber right now.
All side by side, Twin Cam and Tahioa, and again, Twin Cam, another driver who tried to go side by side through the fast left and found out you can't do it. But
and that giant wall just
comes at you.
In.
Yeah, he didn't hit it though. Pekka Koivunen, far worse. Pekka out of the race, of course. Unfortunately, as we've got Jan in the pit lane for his mandatory stop, and Twin Cam will have another go at this, and he'll probably have learned not to do it into the wall. Oh, massive overspeed into turn 1.
Way much more speed right now.
Yeah. Oh, Sahio goes defensive. Twin Cam goes into the back of him, and again.
Yep, Twin's gonna find out how hard it is to pass right now.
Yeah, he's defending hard, hard defending, and well, if Sahio wants to put it on the apex, he's well entitled to put it on the apex. Don't do it here, surely not. Oh, they're gonna go side by side, and it's absolute carnage. What is going on with the drivers today? That was never on, was it?
Right, like you say, same place. He went for the pass there last lap.
On the outside, he tried it on the inside and it didn't work, and he's taken both of them out of the race. What an unbelievable set of events. Sahio was just banned from the server. I'm not sure it was his fault. honestly. I don't think that was his fault entirely. So being banned from the server, I disagree with that one, I'm afraid. Twincam was as much to blame for that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow.
So a ban from the server right now would be like a half day ban. So
Yeah.
they're just mad at him.
Maybe, but whatever. Okay, we've got Pantheo in the lead, 2 seconds adrift from Yasin. Happy D then in P3, 2 seconds back further still, our podium. Happy D doing a good job here. He's had one spot on the podium already. Will he be able to make it 2 from 2? At the moment he is. Rex is in P4. Gabor in P5. All the way up to P5.
Under 9 seconds.
Yeah, that's super impressive, isn't it? I mean, let's look at the stops again to see what everyone's doing. Gabor, of course, has already stopped. So Gabor is really in a direct race with Happy D and Rex at this point. Pantheo and Yasin, unlikely to come out of the pit lane ahead of Gabor after the fastest stop ever. They won't be able to get out ahead. So Gabor has to chase down Rex and Happy D, but Happy D's, he's in a good spot for a potential race win here. Pantheo in.
Yep, pretty sloppy pit stop by Kai there.
Yeah, 2.8 seconds putting fuel in for some reason. Like, you lose a bit of time putting fuel in. It's a lot of time. Just put it in at the beginning of the race. It's not a long race. As Gabor makes up a place and is now just, well, what's that? 4 seconds now off the back of Happy D, and only a couple of seconds. In fact, yeah, he's gaining a lot of time on Rex. Happy D's catching Yasin, but Yasin still has to go in the pit lane. So this is kind of a bit of annoyance for Happy D, because Yasin is kind of not on the same strategy as him.
Right. Happy's right now. He's hoping for Yasin to pit.
Yeah, he'll want Yasin to go straight into the pit lane or make it easy for him. He's 2 seconds a lap faster, but he's still got to get through. Yeah, Yasin is staying out. So Happy D's going to lose some time. It's impossible to get through a car without losing some time, unless you're doing it in the most efficient way.
Yeah, you got to be right on the car's rear wing if you're going to get by him right now.
Yeah, so Yasin's made this slightly more difficult for Happy D, and there's going to be contact. Yeah, and it's going to slow them both down, and that is going to hand Rex at least a couple of seconds, and Gabor will almost certainly, if he keeps on this pace, he is going to get the win, because Rex is now all the way up to Happy D. Happy D has botched that, something silly. Rex goes to the outside for the triple chicane, backs out of it, so again losing even more time. You can't give this sort of time to Gabor. You have to make your passes clean. You can't lose time by running into the back of someone, and Rex has run into the back of him and gone off the track, so didn't hit him, but did go off the track a little bit, and now has a monster of a slipstream. Happy D is going to defend it. He has to. These guys are on the same strategy. Rex to the outside. Be careful, lads. There. Oh, and Happy D takes it back. Bold. Got to fight for the podium, but look at Gabor. He is on absolute pace at the moment. He can see both of his rivals from the back to P3 with the sights on P1 for us. What a drive so far.
Absolutely. And the worst thing is, these guys have to drive up to Yasin's car again, and he's not going to make it easy to pass again.
He doesn't have to. This is the thing. He can make them have their own accidents, and he can steal a podium out of this if he's not if he's lucky. Be very, very close with Onifus, but I think Onifus will have him. Yasin's just not had the ultimate pace to be able to get a win here, or a podium at the moment, but we've seen sillier things happen, especially during race 1, and watch this. Gabor will have a distant tow from Rex. Rex is going to have the tow on Happy D once again. Happy D again going defensive, and this is the view from Gabor. Rex is on the inside this time. Is he going to get through? They're going to take it side by side. Happy D out of shape. Gabor is going to have a massive run. He's lifting. Oh, Happy D goes defensive.
Oh.
Gabor taps him. Rex is through, and Happy D only just able to defend from Gabor there. That was so close. I thought Gabor was going to have a run. These two are going to go at it again, side by side through this corner. Not a good idea. No, Happy D backs out. Smart. This is becoming exciting again for us.
Right. And again, Yassin's out there to slow them down, even if they get to them. This is going to be a battle right to the end now.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Gabor's going to be sweating a bit as well because he knows that these guys are really they're going for it. They are not taking any prisoners. They are trying to defend. They're trying to attack everywhere, keeping me on edge. That's for sure.
Yeah,
TJ goes
Gabber
into the pit
might
lane.
be faster than these guys, but he's not that much faster.
No, and he has to get through. This is the thing. Like, it's one thing to catch up.
Yeah, we've been talking about how hard it is for other people to pass. Gabber's going to find out now.
Yeah, and Yassin, meanwhile, is able to build a little bit of a gap. He's got Rex right over the back of him though now, and Rex is going to try and go around the outside. He's trying to psych him out. He's trying to psych Yassin out for this next left-hander so he can build a gap over Happy D.
Got it. I think he's got him
just about, but that was nicely done. Sized him up before the previous corner, and now Happy D has a car between him and the only real other opportunity on the podium. Oh, but goes wide.
Yep. Now
Gabor's going to go through. Oh, he's looped it. Completely unnecessary. No need to be pushing that hard. And he's going over the sticky grass. Got to be careful there. He's lost a place to 21st. Podium gone. Second chance of a podium gone for Happy D now.
Oh, and Gabber got by Yassin.
Yeah. Yassin went very wide and has just kind of given that place up. But yeah, Rex and Gabor. That's the fight for P1 now. And Gabor, after all the shenanigans with Yassin and Happy D, finds himself 1.5 seconds back and will have to dig deep in the remaining 10.5 laps here, Fraz. This is going to be a showstopper between two incredibly quick Fox drivers. Gabor's had the pace at the beginning of this race, but now Rex has clean track and the motivation to win.
Yeah, and you know, no matter what, Rex is equal on skill with Gabber here. You know, Gabber might be faster overall, but speed's not going to help you right now. You got to hope for the car in front of you to make a mistake, and Rex, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, Rex has settled down now into a rhythm, and that's not going to be good news for Gabor. He'll really want the win because he was denied it in race 1. But let's see, can Rex make it 2 out of 2 in denying Gabor the race win? Let's see. That'd be good points for Fragmaster, good points for Rex. He'd really like the win. But late drama then between Happy D and Yassin seems to have settled down. Yassin is settled into P3. Happy D threw it away all on his own down at the beach, down to P5 on the road at the moment, with a few cars yet to make their mandatory pit stops. In fact, no, only Yassin needs to come in. So best real hope for Happy D then is 4th place. 21st will be on the podium if he keeps what he's doing. And Rex has actually pulled out a 1/10 of a second, Fraz, in that last sector. So he is opening the gap now.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on that gap, and yeah, Rex is doing his job. I am a little biased, I guess.
A little bit. I mean, it's fair enough. Your new signing is doing very well and may take another victory away from Gabor for the second time in not too many months on the cameras. We are down to 14
Gabber
cars.
ran a little wide.
Yeah, a little tank slapper there. And that's the thing. Little mistakes like that will hurt.
Is that TJ right behind? Is that TJ chasing him down?
But he's a lap down, and he doesn't want to get past Gabor. He'll want Gabor to not be making mistakes like that. The only hope really that TJ has, he doesn't want to upset Gabor's chances of a race win. He's too smart for that. But he'll want to be pulled along by Gabor, so that any back markers that he comes up against, TJ can take them as well. But TJ's made a mistake and has lost a bit of pace. 2 seconds the gap between Rex and Gabor. Goes back down to 1.8 as we switch to another fight between Doctor and Pantheo. Road Appraiser versus Fragmaster once again, as Yassin makes his pit stop finally. We'll lose out to these two as well. So best case P7 for Yasin, and I think Mandula will get him as well. Yes, he will.
But still, a good job, a good day for Yasin. I mean, he ran up front, got the experience, and yeah, ran good with the guys.
Oh hell, I mean, finishing is a success at this track, as there's a fight going on in the background between Mandula and Pantheo. Mandula to the inside, through. So Pantheo, our pole sitter, currently finds himself in P7, and Mandula this time, hopefully not a jinx again, but is creeping his way up the order again, Fraz.
Yeah, but that's a good gap to Doctor. I don't think the laps are there.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds, the gap to Doctor ahead, and yeah, you're right. That is Doctor is not an easy car to catch up to and pass.
But a good result for Doctor. I mean, like you say, he came in cold.
Yep, he did. That's fair enough. Yeah, P5 at the moment for just jumping in the car and going with no practice. By the looks of it, as Pantheo is still in the pit lane. Damage. So yeah, it was looking good, but now not so good for Pantheo. As we keep an eye on Gabor, bringing the time down again. I think Rex made a mistake coming up to the just after the first sector line. I think he's gone off a little bit onto the gravel and has lost half a second somewhere.
Yeah, this isn't over yet.
No, definitely not. But yeah, finding a little bit more pace there. So, any mistakes? I don't think Gabor's going to want to make any more. Oh, Rex, bit of oversteer into the cliff section.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the gap.
Do you think their tires will be getting, like, they won't be in ultimate shape right now? They'll be struggling.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be arriving at heat peak, if not already in heat peak, and all sorts of other trouble. But it should be coming down the other side of that kind of cliff. But these two really are pushing each other. In fact, I think TJ is on such good pace that he's caught back up to Gabor. TJ does have the fastest lap currently, and has put in another fastest lap recently as well. And well, there's the gap between Rex and Gabor, and it's gone up again. So Rex is really managing to not just match, but exceed the pace of Sidus Gabber at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think, TJ being behind Gabber shouldn't affect him. You know, he knows TJ is not going to try to pass him or anything. But yeah, Rex doing a fantastic job just managing keeping that gap.
Yeah, this is superb driving from Rex right now. Just take this as it is. I mean, Gabor is on his game. Gabor and Mantas are two of the strongest drivers in the sim at the moment on a regular weekly basis. In the series that we cover, Rex is a driver who was driving for good drivers for a long time, many years. Was spotted by the Fragmaster team fairly recently, recruited, and seemingly shifted a gear to be able to, reliably and repetitively compete with Gabor and the front runners in some of the top flight series in Live for Speed, including this one, Fox Friday. It's impressive, but will he get caught before the end? We've got 3 laps to go after this one. At the moment, the gap is going to be under us, just over a second, I think. A little mistake again from Rex on this lap has allowed Gabber to catch back up. Meanwhile, I think TJ is just having fun with Gabor. He's like, look at me, I can drop back and set fastest laps and catch back up to you. Nah. But there we are, 1.11. That's the gap between P1 and P2 right now. as we continue to watch Gabor and see if he can get that gap down to any less than that.
Yeah, let's hope Rex has his head down, focus, and bring this home for Fragmaster.
He's doing everything right. A couple of mistakes here and there, but in the end, that's the gap he's got. He's allowed a couple of mistakes, but only a couple. You want to limit those as much as possible. Especially against such top opposition as Gabor. Can't give him an inch. Give him an inch, he will take a mile, as they say. As we come around...
The one thing here is, though, even Gabber is capable of making a mistake and touching the grass. And we are on lap 35 of 36, and Rex is leading.
Yeah, penultimate lap to go. And on lap 35 out of 36 in race 2, he is doing everything he needs to do. Really impressive stuff.
But again, full applause to Gabber, who, he's had such a bad day.
Yeah, and started last.
And look at where he is. He's battling for the lead.
Yeah, didn't start last. Made a few places off the start. Got caught up in an incident at the cliffs. Ended up in the tyres and the gravel, about 3 or 4 seconds back from the next car up the road, and now finds himself 1 second off the lead to a car that is just about keeping ahead. Got to be frustrating, but a good recovery as Rex does the fastest lap. There we go, TJ. Now you've got something to work for. I think Rex has seen TJ taunting Gabber for the last few laps and just thought, you know what, enough of that. I'll have the fastest lap as well. And, funnily enough, TJ doesn't have any other opportunities to beat that time except for the final lap, which he is already on. The gap to Gabber from the lead, 1.03, but it's not going to be enough unless something horrible happens to Rex in the next 3 corners. But it looks pretty safe, doesn't it, Franz? Take him to the end.
And here comes Rex. He's got a Fragmaster car in front of him, so he shouldn't have to worry. He's got the chicane, the final tough part of this track to go through, and he's through. And there it is. That'll be a win for FM Rex. Gabber's second. Oh, Happy D finishes third. Sorry about that. Onifus in third. Happy D fourth.
Yeah, a bit of a wait for our next cars. Doctor and Mandula coming across the line quite close together. Actually just over a second between those two. So pretty close fight for the whole race between Doctor and Mandula, which is fair play. They managed to get to the end in respectable positions. Yasin, after the front row start with Pantheo, is the best of those two, finishing P7. Al Payson in P8, Pantheo 9th, and TJ 10th. And we'll wait for the last few cars to come across the line for us before we do the full rundown. But I think that is all of them. Adal, the final car. And let's go through the results of race number 2. In 37 minutes and 36 seconds, it's Fragmaster's Rex taking the top step of the podium. The gold medal for him ahead of Gabor. Yeah, a little bit of a celebration, a whoop whoop there from Fraz. Fair play. 2 of your drivers on the podium, Fraz. What do you make of that?
Yeah, a big surprise, actually. But again, shouldn't be a surprise either, because anything can happen here.
Yep, anything can and has happened tonight. I don't think there was many scenarios that didn't really play out, to be honest. But there we are, your podium. Just best of the rest tonight was Happy D for Master Race Car. What could have been there, Fraz? I mean, he had it all in hand, but that small mistake looping it down at the beach just cost him dearly. He had everything in hand and just an unforced error, and that's what happens. You lose out on those precious seconds, and the positions slip away. Dr. P5 Mandula, consistent as ever, finishing race 2 in P6. Yasin, Alpayson, Pantheo, and TJ, your top 10, with Finn UK, Spider-Man, and Kirku, with Adal down there in P17, your final finisher, but DNFing, but just enough. Adal rejoined, so classifying ahead of them is Jan, Sahioa, and Twincam, with Pekka Koivunen, Brewer, and Zesty rounding out your top 20. And I believe we've got a few names to read out on the other side. We've got Mad Scott, Miklos, and Nelson, who didn't start they did start the race, but barely completed any laps. Yeah, none of these guys started. They joined the race after the race had begun, so a little bit weird. But there we are. TJ registering the fastest lap in the end. He did get that fastest lap on the final lap, a 1:01.13, denying Rex the fastest lap in the end. Raz, that was a busy evening.
That was well, what can you say? That's Fern Bay, exciting, frustrating. I don't know how many more descriptive words we could throw at this track.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, fantastic racing in the end.
Yeah, well, speaking of fantastic racing, someone who's had a fair share, and we've seen on the camera, is Al Payson, who joins us now for an interview. Al, that was frantic, both races. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, thank you for having me. Yeah, I got a couple of good results because it was frantic.
Yes, a frantic Fox Friday. Fraz, I'll let you interview your teammate for a bit. What do you want to ask Al Payson?
Al, I know it's not one of your favorite tracks, so did that go up on the list today or down?
Well, it probably didn't go in either direction. It's always been down. But I'm quite happy with 2 top 10s today. So,
You'll take them when they come, yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, so looking at the front of the field, you've got to be pleased with your boy Rex. He's done it again. He's pipped Gabor. Gabor did start at he did end up at the back of the grid, but for the final 10 laps of the race, Rex was managing to hold Gabor right where he needed him. So another great performance from him. Happy with that?
Oh, absolutely. I want to see another FM guy up there winning the championship. I mean, it is our championship, so we should be winning it, right?
Exactly, yeah. You've got your name on it, so you should be winning it. And Rex is a good chance at that, to be fair. He's been driving an absolutely solid season. Just needs more experience and more luck like today, really, to go his way. Gabor unlucky in race 1. Were you expecting that much carnage into turn 1? I guess you must have had some idea what was coming your way when this combo came up.
Oh gosh, absolutely, yeah. After a few laps of practice, in fact, that's all I did was practice this morning. I hadn't had any time this week, so when I started hitting that turn 1, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be a nightmare.
I like where it was. There were plenty of accidents in race 1, fewer in race 2, fortunately. I expected race 2 to be more dramatic than it was, really, but I guess a lot of the drivers had got the incidents out of their system at the end of the first bout and had calmed down for race 2. Looking forward to the next round. We're not sure where we're going yet, Al, but the championship's going to be hotting up into the summer, I think.
Oh yes, absolutely. Nobody ever knows what it's going to be like another month from now, because Fragmaster's Fox Fridays is ever morphing.
Changing faces all the time. Fraz, any final questions before we sign off?
No, just a great, nice driving, Al. I mean, 2 top 10.
All right, I got to go. I'm going to have some wings with my wife, so.
And congrats on 2 top 10s and just finishing this one looked like a challenge. So finishing in the top 10, decent performance.
That was my goal, going in, finishing.
Well, see you next time, Al. Thanks for popping in.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure. See you next time.
See you later, Al.
Well, there you have it. That's another round of Fox Friday in the books. Fraz, thank you for joining me at very late notice. Michael Malik will hopefully return to us in May. But thanks very much. And we will see you at the next one. Fraz, thanks a lot.
That was fun doing it with you, Pete. And see you on a GTI Thursday soon.
Yeah, I think we've got that coming up pretty soon, so I'll see you then. From all of us here at Sim Broadcast, we hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Don't forget we have Master Race Car E-Challenge coming on Sunday, so if you haven't already, please drop a... well, I don't know if you can sign up. I don't think it might be too late, but you can join the broadcast at 6 p.m. UTC on UTC plus 1 on Sunday for the Berlin E-Prix for E-Challenge. So please join us for that. Pleasure as always, Fraz, and we'll catch everyone in a month's time for more amazing, fantastic Fox Friday action in Live for Speed at a combination to be confirmed on May 17th. So yeah, have a good one, Fraz, and everyone else. Good night.